Hey everyone, so this is Brett. I'm going to talk more about the steps I'm taking to get prepared for veterinary school. I announced a couple weeks ago I got reaccepted into Xavier University down in Aruba. I'm going to be living there for 3 years. Starting September 4th is the first day of the semester, so I've got a lot of things I have to take care of and plan for and prepare for, both to relocate to another country with my dogs, as well as winding down what I have going on here in the United States. I'm going to always be training dogs. I'm just going to be shifting it to all, primarily online, maybe do some workshops here and there when I get time off. But I definitely, want to get my head into this new phase of my life here where I'm going to be a full-time student. And there's just a lot of things that I want to take care of, both logistically and financially, so that once I start in September, that's pretty much what my attention is going to be on. And that's important because this is not going to be an easy go. Both I'm going to be 52 years old starting next month, so I'll start at that age. And it's a lot of work, a lot of time. Quite frankly, I'm very blessed that I've been able to work over 30 years as a dog trainer, even at a dog walking business when I first started in the pet professions. Used to work at vet clinics. I was an assistant and a kennel technician when I was a teenager. So this has been a long journey, and this is something that I was slated to do probably about 20 plus years ago, more than that. But I just, life circumstances, I just didn't have the right guidance when I was really young, and then when I went back to school in my late 20s, early 30s, I had my daughter, and that put me on a different track for life where I just focused. I was a trainer at that point, so I just leaned in more to my business while I was raising my daughter, because that in itself was a full-time job and took the bulk of my time during most of my 30s, early 40s. Moved to Los Angeles at 40. Los Angeles at 40. And became a dog trainer, became a pretty good one, became what you would call successful at it, make a good living, have a nice home, blah, blah, blah. To me, I would always, on my days off or when I'd have downtime and I wasn't, present doing my work, I'd always be thinking about, man, deep down, you were always smart enough, you always worked hard enough, you cared enough, you had that inner fire enough where you should be going back to school and being a vet. And I went for it last year, and I've talked about this, but I had a life circumstance. My very best friend, 34 years, passed away, and it just took me out of the game. I got bugged out a little bit about life being short and all these things that just, I was like, what, I can't devote another 4 years of my life to something on a maybe. And then some time passes, and just through a stroke of luck, I had chatted or saw online someone who was in the original vet program with me last year, and he had talked about going to a different school, this one I'm going to be going to in Aruba. So I reached out to him, and he had told me about it. It seemed like it was really up and coming. They're building new facilities, and it's just like a nicer setup, and it's about half the price of the vet school, and the cost of living in Aruba, it's a lot cheaper than it is in California and most of the United States, compared to where I was going to go in the Cayman Islands, where that it just was not feasible. I just couldn't see me being able to work part-time, doing my online training and workshops while going to school full-time and still afford just even like basic rent to live there. Where here it's much more manageable, and it just seems like a more mellow island overall, where I feel like I would just fit in better. I'm not a big, touristy island, flashy money guy, and it just seems like the Cayman Islands kind of caters to that type of personality or lifestyle choice type of person, I guess. So not for me, right? But anyway, there's a lot of things that I have to prepare for. I'm starting now, everything from background checks, getting a new copy of my birth certificate, all types of passport things I have to scan and send to the school for the country of Aruba to review. Even when I get there, when I first start school, I'll have to take a blood test and do a physical exam. My dogs, there's steps I have to take for them, so they're ready to go. I have to get them their health certificates before we leave, and other paperwork with the country, just so that I can have no issues when I move them down there with me as well. And they're coming with me. There's no option. At first, the school wanted me staying in the dorms, and I said, listen, I'm a 52-year-old man. Living with a bunch of 20-something-year-olds is going to be difficult for me just at my age, and how I've lived so far, and more importantly, my dogs. There's no dogs allowed in dormitories, so it's like I need another solution. So I have to pay an administration fee for it, but I'm allowed to live off of campus. And I'm looking, it's a small island, so I should be able to live within 10-20 minute drive, maybe even closer, where I could walk or take a bike to and from the school. But I want to be able to have access, quick access to home, because I want to run home and make sure my dogs are taken care of. Even maybe a roommate situation, someone who has other dogs, so they can have someone to hang out with or someone to share the everyday care and logistics, taking care of our pets. But anyway, these are all just thoughts I'm having of what ifs. But it's only 5.5 months from now, so I have to really start planting seeds and taking the step. But that's where I'm at right now. Right now I'm in California, heading down to see some clients. But I will be a veterinarian one day, and I'm very excited about that. And that's something that it's a dream come true. I have to put in the work. I have to make the sacrifice to spend the money. But I really appreciate the opportunity that the school has given me, that my life working with dogs has given me, and just, I guess, the genetics my parents gave me to be this stubborn, Terminator-minded person who just doesn't ever give up, no matter what's put in front of me or what I put my mind to. I tend to make it happen, and that's not by luck. It's by sheer will, effort, and a real deep level of sacrifice that I've continuously made. I'm not complaining. It's always created a reward for me, but the fact is that things don't come easy, especially if it's something that you want to do or something that's not traditional path in life. And I'm not saying anything new. There's a lot of people who follow their hearts and not trying to fit in or do what they're told they're supposed to do, and they think the same way. They've seen the benefits of, whether it be satisfaction of what they do, loving their job, the financial rewards, I guess, and believing in yourself, a sense of independence, even though other people tell you you can't do it, knowing you can, and you always do. So that's my update, semi-motivational speech here. I got sun in my eyes, so I'm going to cut this one short here. But yeah, so thank you for listening. Anyone who hasn't, please subscribe, like, make a comment. I'm trying to build more online presence so I can help you people here while I'm in vet school with online training and other offerings. Thank you.